just recording the class. So aquí estamos. I'm going to sit up on my cushion. It's always a good little bit of relief for our hips. I'm going to cross just to begin at my shins. Place my hands here on the on my two hip bones. Kind of feel just the edges of your pelvis, maybe from front to back. So feeling the parts of your hips from front to back that stick out the most. You can kind of put your hands on those bones for a moment and sense that they're pretty even. And that might make you feel a little engagement through your abdomen. This is a place where your pelvis can be pretty rooted, pretty anchored. So from here to the back of the pelvis. And then from there, let's just rest our hands for a moment on our thighs. And imagine that steady pelvis and then also energy reaching out the top of your head so that the spine can both ground and lengthen. And let's take a full few deep breaths into that long spine and the steady hips. We're going to let the breath move in and out of our noses. Then gradually try to lengthen your exhales, lengthen your inhales. Feeling the weight equal and even in your sitting bones. And after your next exhalation, let's go ahead, just bring your palms before your heart for a moment. Let the thumbs kind of move towards the base of your sternum. You can hug the elbows in. And then we're going to use an inhale to stretch and reach your arms up. And then let's exhale and pull the palms right back down in front of the sternum. So we're going to inhale, let the arms stretch up as much as feels good to you, letting the firmness of the palms pressing into one another kind of provide some support to your shoulders as you inhale, stretch, reach up, and then exhale, pulling right back down. Good. We're going to inhale, come up. And now this time, let's pause, wrap your fingers around one another, and then place your hands back behind the head. Let's take a moment with one arm, just move it out and in. So feeling a little bit of inner and outer movement of the shoulder, a little stretch in the armpit. We'll try the opposite arm, opening, closing. Good. Now let's pull your two elbows wide and let your head rest for a few breaths comfortably in that little hammock you've made for your head with your hands. Good. Take another exhale, bring yourself back up, and we're going to open your arms. So let's let one thumb roll down and let the other thumb roll back. We're going to try this a few times and let the head move toward the upward palm. Good. So this will just offer a little more stretch to your trapezius. Good. Just feel this a few times, sides of the neck. Getting a little bit of release, little relief. All right, we're gonna pause with that one palm turned up. Take the palm to the opposite ear. Oh, and get a nice stretch there. This is a light little resting, not so big. Good. We'll inhale, stretch, and switch so that thumb comes down, opposite palm lifts. And then we're gonna exhale, just rest the head here for a moment. Put a lot of energy out the fingertips. Very nice. Let's exhale. Take your hands to the two thighs. And now we'll inhale, stretch, sitting up. And exhale, let the top of your head come down towards the shin bones. Oh, and really feel the back of your neck stretch. Release a little. Good. Let's try this again. Head coming down. Inhale, sitting up. And then exhaling to lower once again. Good. We'll inhale, sit all the way up, feeling the sides of the ribs lengthen. Let's stretch, reach your arms out. Good. And with your arms in this big Y shape, just take a few powerful, we're going to do a couple little breath of fire breaths. So you'll inhale fully, completely, and then exhale, pump the air out your nose. And you'll do this 5 times. So we'll inhale, and then you'll just make a forceful exhalation out your nose. Let's try a couple more. So you'll inhale completely, and then exhale 5 breaths. Good. Let's try it. 2 more. It's a good way to get blood going and your energy up. Little extra cup of coffee. So here we go. Inhale fully, exhale. Good. Last time. Inhale completely and exhale. Let's release the arms and then let's unfold your legs. Good. So let's just sit maybe with the heels slightly wider than your hips. Take your hands to the thighs. We're going to stretch one shoulder in towards the opposite knee and then right back up. So you're going to stretch the opposite shoulder, get a long stretch through your back. Good. And really imagine this movement as you come down. Sitting bones are grounded, hips are stable, and you're just taking that stretch all the way over through the sides of your back. Good. Let's inhale and sit up. Roll the palms to face in, and we're going to stretch down the leg and right back up. Same thing, you're going to stretch down the leg. Good. And right back up. Stretch almost like you were sliding down the leg. Back up through your center, sliding down and up. This time, spreading your fingers out, you're going to slide all the way down. Take the opposite arm up. Good. And you can even take the hand behind the head and just open your chest. Good. We're going to inhale, take that right back up, switching sides, spreading the fingers. Let yourself move all the way down this leg. Opposite arm lifts, hand behind the head. Open your chest and stretch. Good. So we're going to inhale, sit tall. I'm going to take my left leg in. Maybe you take your right in if mirroring me is the easier way to go. And then you're going to slide your left leg all the way out. And so from here, let's create a little reach through the rib cage. You're going to come to one side, right back up, stretch to a side, come right back up, all the way, side and back, side and back. Good. So feeling these muscles here in your center, taking this movement. Beautiful. We're going to hold on this side. Take the opposite arm up, and this might just be a little bit deeper stretch. Good. From here, we're going to exhale, lift, take that top arm back behind you now. Take the opposite hand to the inner thigh and just slide down the legs. This is a little bit more of a twist. A twist on a twist. Good. Now we'll inhale, come up, take that hand behind your back, and now let the opposite hand slide through the thigh. So you'll just notice this stretches the back a little differently. Good. All right, try that sliding up. And then we're going to exhale, slide the opposite leg out. Good. Arms stretching, reaching out. And here we go. Create this little rocking movement. side to side. So one of the best things we can do for the hips is create a lot of mobility through your torso, right? So that nothing's getting those muscles in the back, that we maybe don't use as much as we could. If they don't, they kind of tend to spasm. So taking these little movements here just ensures that there's blood flow, neural connectivity, so that you have those muscles there when you need them. Good. So first thing we're going to do is just come, slide down this leg, stretch over it. Good. Enjoy this stretch for a moment. Good. Let's inhale, slide up the leg. Take that hand behind your back, so the top hand behind your back. And then exhale, we're going to just reach out once again. Notice that this little shift might change your stretch ever so slightly. Good. We're going to exhale, slide up, switch hands. Now cross and move towards the inner thigh, letting that opposite arm come across your body. Good. Let's exhale, sit up, open up. Take two hands here back behind you for a moment. And we're going to reach your two legs out. Good. And as you're here, let's see. Let's see how low we can bring our thighs and how tall you can take the top of the head. Good. From this position here, we're going to open the arms back out once again. Try another 5 of those energizing. We'll do 3 rounds, 5 pulses out. So you'll inhale for 1, and then we're going to push that air. Very nice. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale fully and exhale. Good. Last time. Very nice. Let's release the arms. Draw your 2 legs up. This time we'll let your knees stay bent and they'll be parallel. So let's inhale, take your arms, stretch, reaching up. And then exhale, come and fold opposite hand and elbow. Come together on either shin. Melt the head down. Really let the neck stretch. Good. Taking another breath. Let's sit up. Holding your arms still together. We're going to twist from your center and then across. Good. So you'll inhale as you move through your center. Exhale, twist across. All right, so feeling this as a stretch for your backs of the arms. Just taking it as like a gentle little rocking motion. Good. And try that a time or 2 more. Good. So now I'm going to pause. Why don't you pause reaching towards your left side and then come set that arm down and fold over it. So just a few big breaths. Hopefully feeling a deep stretch to the arm and also stretch in the neck. We're going to inhale, bring that back up, hug the arms together, pull now to your right, and then you'll try to set, the humerus bone as best you can down on the thigh so that you can get a really nice stretch in the back of that arm. Good. We're going to inhale, sit up. Once again, how is that? Thumbs up. Did that get in there in a nice way? Okay, good. Just checking in. So let that one leg, why don't you take your left leg out? And I'm going to why don't you pull your right leg in? Let's go like that. And then I'm going to exhale, twist towards the leg. Inhale, bring myself up. And exhale, twist away from my extended leg. So inhale, stretch, reach. Exhale and open. Inhale, stretch, reach. Exhale, opening to the side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twisting. Inhale up. And now exhale, twist again. Inhale, this time come all the way up. As you twist, you're going to open the arms. Maybe even take that back arm around to the side of you. Good. Let's bring the palms right back together. Arms coming up. And now exhale, take opposite elbow to thigh. Again, a big stretch. Good. We're going to inhale, take that back up. Arms overhead. Float the hands down for just a moment. And now stretch all the way over the extended leg. Good. You can even pump your arms a little bit, depending on what kind of stretch you're getting here. If the hands come to the floor, you can try a little pumping. Good. All right. So now we'll inhale, take the arms up, hold them lifted, slide one leg in, slide the opposite leg out. Good. And we're going to twist. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist in the opposite direction. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, coming up. Exhaling to twist. Inhale up. And exhale, twist. Good. Let's come inhale up. And then on our next round, we're going to hold this twist towards the extended leg. Open the chest. We'll bring the palms back together in front of you. Inhale, sweep the arms, sitting tall. And then exhale once again, opening your chest towards that opposite leg. Pressing the arm bone in so you get a deep, deep, deep twist. And we'll inhale, take the arms up, and exhale, come all the way down in front. Good. Again, if your hamstring is saying yes to a little, adding some dynamic stretch here, you can give that a go. Good. So now we're going to try bringing your two arms back up. Slide the opposite leg out. Good. Take your hands for a moment just underneath your shoulders, and we're going to lengthen out your back here. So sit tall. Feel your collarbones move apart. Your tailbone move down. Length through your back. Good. You can check your neck. You let your chin move in. And then we'll inhale, sweep, take the arms back up and float all the way forward, Paschimottanasana. So this is a good stretch for your low back. So imagine you could place the sternum bone there, almost like on your thighs. Good. And then we're going to exhale, bring ourselves up, sitting nice and tall. Why don't we come off of our blankets or off of our seated prop? Good. And let's see, let's come to all fours for just a moment. So in this all fours position, you can begin a little cat-cow, maybe getting a little ringing out of your back. Good. As you move your head up, your tail up, and then an arch through the back. Let some of that weight move back towards your feet. Good. As you're rounding the spine. Let's do that one more time. Good. And then from here, in that deep round, go ahead, turn the tops of your feet over and then set your thighs down over your shins. Set your torso right over your thighs. Give this Adho Mukha Virasana a few breaths. Feeling your bones melting down towards the floor. Good. We're going to inhale. Bring your weight back up into that all fours position. And now you can reach the thighs back and then reach them slightly forward. So if you need to walk your knees a little bit further back, reach the thighs back. And then exhale and come forward. Good. So you really are deciding here how much you'd like to stretch your hips. You catch the hips with the abdominal muscles as you come down. Good. So just trying to find the stretch that works for you here. Good. Slowly coming down. So this is a great way to stretch the front of the hips. Good. So now from here, after that next round coming down, why don't we go ahead and lightly just let your hips melt down towards the floor. So we'll stretch and reach your arms out. And with your arms out, pull the scapula together. Pull the scapula down the back. And pushing back with your hands, lift your head up. Good. And just with your head lifted, take a few breaths. Small little movement. Hips are melted. Good. After an exhale, come down. Slide your hands a little bit further back towards you. And then you'll exhale and lift again. Good. Okay, this is just the stretch that is really going to work for your back. Good. We're going to exhale and release. Let's try that just one more time. So hands moving back towards you. Pushing with your hands to exhale and rise up. Good. And just letting your back bend deepen. You can now check over each shoulder. Good. And from here, let your chin move up. Feeling the front of your throat now stretch as well. Let's exhale, come right back down. Bring your hands together and then rest your head on top of the hands. Then with your just one leg, we're going to lift and lower. So I'm doing my left leg, just tapping the knee, stretching the shin. Bring that leg down enough. Really feel your femur bone anchored in the floor. Good. So now releasing that, let's let the opposite knee. Good. Bend and straighten just a few times. Good. Now we're going to create an alternating. So I really want you to feel your glutes and your hamstrings connecting well as the legs move apart from each other. So one heel coming in, opposite heel moving out. Good. And then we're going to pause for a moment, two knees reaching away and then pulling right back. Try that one more time. And then pausing with your knees bent, just rock your hips a little bit side to side. Good, letting that rock of the hips even lift them a little bit, getting a little stretch in your back. Good, so now let's pause with your knees bent, still reaching towards your sits bones. I'm going to take my left hand back behind me and stretch up. Good, so just stretching one side for a moment. Good, we're going to exhale, release that, and then stretch the opposite side. Feeling again the hips, staying even, the shoulder blades together. Then we're going to exhale, release the two legs. Take your arms here to your sides for a moment, and then squeeze your scapula together. So we'll try that 5 times. Just the scapula squeezes in, the arms float off of the floor, and then they exhale and release. So squeeze, pull in, arms float up, exhale down. Squeeze, pull in, arms float up, exhale down. Squeeze, pull in, arms float up, exhale down. This time we'll hold that squeeze. Now reach your arms up, place your hands on your low back for a moment. Good. And then we're going to reach your fingertips away and just let the head and chest lift up. Give this 5 breaths. Really letting each breath bring your sternum a little higher. Good. Let's exhale, release, let the arms come down. And now keep your knees a little bit soft and then raise one leg up in the air. You're just going to take it down and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Try that a few times if you need to. I saw trying to get caught up here. Then exhale and try it on the opposite side. Slight softness in the knee as you lift, really feeling steadiness in your 2 sides. Good. So now let's pause. You're going to lift your 2 legs. Hold them lifted for a couple of breaths. Lift the 2 arms, holding all of that lifted. And then lift your head and chest too. We're just going to fly this out. 5 breaths. Strengthening our backs. Good. Exhale, release it all. Your back hand is going to reach out, and then we're going to roll onto that side. Top hand to your hip for a moment. Good. And then from here, just lift your top leg down and up a few times. Good. Use an exhale to find the height that's really good for your hip, good for your leg. Good. Let's hold that leg lifted for a moment and then bend the knee. Good. We'll try another little stretch of the hip by taking the hand and foot together behind you. And really letting the femur bone float back. Good. Now we're going to fold the knee up towards the sky and then put the foot down on the thigh. So if balance becomes tricky, taking the top hand out in front will help. If balance is feeling good, take your top hand over your bottom hand, and you can work to push the foot down to open the knee, and then get a really deep stretch. into the hip. Good. We're going to pick this foot up off of the thigh bone. Take the top hand to the shin. Good. And then maybe even slide the hand down. And then exhale, stretch and reach the leg up. Good. Letting the hand move into the thigh. So the leg is really using the muscles of the leg to stabilize itself. Good. We're going to bend this knee. Let the top foot come to the floor. Let the top knee come down now too. And then exhale as you twist back. Maybe let the top arm get a little circle action. So if your shoulder in any way feels tight or it's uncomfortable, let's go ahead and circle the arm just a little bit. Good, and then deepening that twist, let the arm rest behind you. Good, so now from here, take that top arm back down in front, slide the bottom knee to the top knee. Good, and then we're gonna push all the way up, two hands here. And then once again, trying a little stretch of your back and a little pumping of the arms. You'll come down. Exhale, lift. Coming down. Exhaling to lift. Coming down. Exhale, lift. Last time here. All right, so then we're going to sweep our arms over. Try all those, that little bit of sequence, that little bit of movement on this side. So come and rest on your, this is my left arm. Good, so you have the opposite hand and hip on top. Take this hand to the hip. Feel the leg lift in the air. Good, so just explore that whole sensation of that movement. Remembering what we were talking about in the beginning of class, a stable pelvis. A lengthening torso. Good. So now we're going to hold that leg lifted and then just stretch the knee behind you. Maybe the hand and the foot come together here. Oh, so I think we can stretch all day long, but if we aren't really putting a lot of intention and breath and actually encouraging the muscles in our bodies to relax, I don't know if we get that same relaxation, that same benefit. So let your stretch relax you. Okay, so now we're going to exhale and let the knee joint now open towards the sky. And then we're going to set the foot down on the thigh. As you push the foot into the thigh, imagine instead of the kneecap falling forward, the kneecap opens up and lifts out. So this whole hip socket feels very alert. Alert in the stretch, alert in generating balance. So top arm can rest over the bottom arm, or it can come in front of you to help you balance. Good. We'll exhale, take the top arm up, lifting the foot from the thigh, Take the hand behind the leg, exhale, stretch, and lift. So this bottom leg pushing into the floor will help us generate some balance. Good, and the firmness here in these muscles, again, firm but not tensed. That helps the legs stay steady in the air. All right, so now from here, just bend the knee. Let the knee and the foot travel forward. I find it helps me to put the foot down first, then the knee, and then I'm gonna exhale, stretch behind me. My top arm now, just circle it a few times. Change the direction of the circle. I'm doing this with a bent elbow because that's what feels good. Good, and then begin to reach that arm back behind you as you open into a twist. Take one more big breath in this twist. And then we're going to exhale, come back forward. Take your top hand in front of the bottom shoulder. Pull the bottom leg up beneath your top leg. Then we're going to exhale, push, push, push into the floor, stretching up. So now I've got my hips kind of going one way and I've pulled my torso the other. And then I'm going to let my back stretch as again, I just pump a little energy into my arms. Coming down 3 and 2 and 1. Excellent. So bringing yourself up, let me just quickly check the time. Okay, great. So we're going to come from this position back to all fours and then come up through a down dog. So inhale, lift your head, chest, and then exhale, create a little rounding in your back. Inhale, bring your head and chest back up to a neutral spine, so not so much an arch. We'll push both hands here into the floor, lift the hips, stretch high. Good, and just enjoy for a moment a down dog stretch. So now we're going to intend to walk our weight back towards your hands and see about transferring the weight from your hands to your feet. And then we'll inhale, take your hands to your hips, and exhale, come up. Great, so we'll do some standing stretches now. I'm going to slide. What I'm going to do is roll up my blanket so we can use that for a little back bend at the end. So know all these, we're going to do some poses. You can do them with the aid of a chair, or you can just do them without the aid of a chair. I'm going to put my chair here and then stand on the opposite edge of my mat. So just know you can also use yoga blocks if you want to come closer to the floor. So the first thing I'm going to do is inhale, find my grounding, find my weight in my feet. So taking like a Tadasana pose. I'm going to roll my palms out for a moment. Stretch my fingers towards the floor, the top of my head towards the sky. Feeling my weight grounded in my feet. And then exhale, bring the palms all the way together. So now soften the knees, and we're going to step forward with your right leg. Take a moment to make this a good stance for you. So I'm going to turn my back toes slightly out. Good. And then from here, inhale, stretch my arms up So they go overhead. Bend my front knee just any amount that feels good. You can always walk that foot out a little further. And then exhale and just feel from the back of my left heel all the way out the top of my head. A big stretch of that back body. Good. And then we're going to exhale, come and fold over. So you could put your hands, if you like, on a chair, or your hands could move to the floor. Whatever is going to feel most comfortable for you. And I'm going to create again, a little bend in my front knee so I can just intentionally put a little more stretch in my back calf. Best way to get your calf to stretch is to get the heel down, lift and reach your tailbone up and back. Good. So you're just creating a lot of space for your calf muscle. Good. So now from here, I'm going to reach with the leg of the arm of my front leg, reach back for a moment, opening my chest, placing that hand back down. Opposite arm is going to reach and let it even maybe turn and open my hips, getting a nice little stretch for my inner thigh. Good. I'm going to exhale, bring that right back down, and then come over. And really, so if I've got my hands on a chair, on the floor, I'm just going to give myself to this Parsvottanasana stretch. Good. If you've got your hands on the chair, you can walk them further out. Same thing if you've got your hands on the floor. Okay, so we're going to inhale, look up for a moment, and then exhale, step the back foot in. And now I'm going to reach my right leg just back behind me, turning those toes slightly out. Good. And then I'm going to come, stretch, reach all the way up and back into a warrior one. So just checking on your calves here. Mine are feeling so tight. So bend your front knee and exhale, let the heel anchor into the floor. So not only are you bending your back, you're getting a nice stretch also for your abdominals. Give this a few breaths. And then we're going to exhale, keeping your front knee bent for now. Just come forward, resting your hands on the chair or on the floor. This is with your, again, hands can be on the floor. So now you'll stretch and reach the hand of the front leg is going to reach back. It's going to open the chest just a little. Good. We're going to inhale, bring that hand back down. And then exhale, open. You can even open your hips, so kind of like a mini Trikonasana. It feels very good to the inner thigh. Exhale, coming down. So now you can lengthen your front knee. Let your spine come really stretch over this leg. Good. Keeping energy through your knee joints. Steadiness, evenness through the hips. Good. We're going to inhale, look up. Bending your front knee. Now step your back foot in. Good. And then let's exhale. Just bring ourselves back up into standing. So let's try this. Move your chair now to the center of your mat, or if you're not using a chair, not using an extra surface, that's okay. We're going to step your feet just wide. Good. So then we'll inhale, stretch, reach your two arms up and out. And then exhale, come and float down over your chair or just over your two legs. And take a long stretch in Padottanasana. Good. While you're here, you can lift your 10 toes and feel the backs of the thighs lifting also. Good. So now I'm going to turn one set of toes out and then just exhale, stretch, bend towards that side just a little. Inhale, bring the toes back in. Exhale, turn the opposite toes out and then stretch towards that side just a little. Beautiful. We're going to turn the toes all the way back in. Exhale, coming up. And then just scissor your feet, let them pull together. And then you can move your supporting surface. Will not need that anymore. Okay, great. So we're going to come all the way down to the floor for a moment. And so you'll keep your little blanket roll handy. We're going to come and just rock down for a moment onto the floor. And let's let our feet go up in the air after all that time standing there on our legs for a moment. So I just want you to stretch one leg up, point, flex the foot, circle the ankle, circle it the other way. Good. Create a small little bicycle action, feeling the muscles of the core connected to that leg. Reverse the direction so your torso is stable and comfortable here. Good. So now you'll exhale, stretch and extend the opposite leg. Point and flex the foot. Good. We'll go ahead and circle the ankle. Circle it the other way. Good. And create that nice little bicycling action. Just checking in with your knee. Good. And then you'll exhale. Take it around the other way. Beautiful. Let's pause now for a moment with just your right leg and keeping the knee bent. Open and close the legs. You'll let it reach out to the side and close. Reach out to the side, close, reach side, close. Good. Last time, side and close. We'll try that on the opposite side. It reaches out. It pulls in, reaching out, pulling in. Good. Two more times here. Beautiful. So now with your knees bent, let's just circle the legs a few times lightly. Circle the other way. Be feeling the muscles in your core again connecting to your torso, feeling your legs supported in their movement. So now we'll take 2 feet to the floor, take opposite hand and elbow together, and we're going to stretch to one side. Arms going one way, legs going the other. Inhale, moving up, and exhale, moving over. Inhale, passing through the center, and exhale, letting those limbs travel away. Big stretch through the fronts of the hips. Inhale, moving center, and exhale, twisting across. Good. Take that just a couple more times. Oh, and then let's exhale and release that. So if you have your little blanket roll handy, you can pick it up And we're going to try just a few little stretches, putting this in different places. So I'm going to take my blanket roll and just put it underneath my pelvis for a moment. And so it's going kind of horizontally down. And this is going to create a little arch in my back. Good. So as your back is supported in this little arch, you can let one knee come across the midline of the body. Oh, and just breathe into that. That feels pretty heavenly to me. Good. So now we'll lift, bring it up, and from that same position, now you can let the opposite leg pull across your midline. So feeling a big stretch through the front of the hip. Good. And then we'll exhale, lift that, bring it up. So now push your weight there into your feet, and then you can slide the blanket so that now it's coming underneath your shoulder blades. And this is just changing the focus of your back bend. So now this is up more around the shoulder blades. So the thoracic spine is moving up. And just enjoy keeping your arms overhead here. Letting the weight of the body move to the floor. So you can stay in this and just keep this for your final relaxation. Or if you'd like to lift up and take the blanket just underneath your head so your head and neck are supported here. You can take a few breaths. You can do this with bent knees, with straight knees, with the palms out, with the hands on your belly. And we're just going to allow our deep breaths to create a little more space, a little more ease within us. Now, after your next exhalation, you can just begin to lightly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and circle the ankles, circle the wrists. And we'll take the arms up overhead, stretch long through the whole body, and then exhale. Bend the knees. Let yourself roll onto one side, pulling our knees together. And we'll come up and find a seated position. We'll bring the palms together before the heart, bowing the head, closing the eyes. Your practice is a gift. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Namaste.
Thank you.